Now, with that said, Eli Manning lost the starting job and Danny Dimes is starting, and we'll get to that later.
Danny Dimes.
Because someone else is dropping some dimes.
No.
Yo, can I get off my fucking segue that I worked on all day?
That's what you
But
worked
you
on.
niggas don't do no pre-production, and they come in here and step on all my.
That was terrible.
Segue into him dropping dimes.
Somebody else is dropping dimes. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
All y'all do is step on all the work I do to take this thing to the next level.
Danny died, but someone else is dropping.
Joe, who dropped the dimes?
Look at Parks.
I'm compelled.
Look at Parks
I'm
with
on
the
the edge of my
bullshit.
seat.
Yo, who's dropping dimes? Well, let me tell you,
Well,
Parks.
it's not just Danny.
Wait, isn't the whole boy's name
Wait,
Danny
actually,
too?
his name is Danny.
Holy shit.
Yo.
Don't even ask you how, right?
Yeah, don't get Rory excited. Rory, I did that. I came up with that. Rory's so mad he didn't think of that double entendre. Fuck, that was a double entendre sitting right there for me.
Right in front of my face.
He's gonna walk out here and it's bad.
Fuck.
Yeah, his name is Danny.
Yo, that's some funny shit.
I'm nice still. Think about it.
Fuck.
His name is Danny. You right?
How do I come back? Not the only New York Giant to fall.
Get the fuck out of here. Some nasty ass segues, man.
All right, come on. Yo, you ain't get Danny Dime.
I got it. I got it.
Told is called dropping the dime.
Oh.
Come on, man. You think I just was talking about money?
I
was talking about sense.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about?
All right, come on, let's talk about it. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine testified yesterday. All of Twitter was in an uproar like we had no idea what was happening for a whole
People are so stupid.
for a whole year.
Yeah.
Now there are some things I'm confused about, so let's talk about it. Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
How do y'all feel? Let me get the takes from the room. Discuss.
We can start with the first question that was asked.
Well, no, before we get into that, just tell me your feelings.
Where did you go to school?
Just your feelings on everything.
The first real question.
Oh, okay.
What we expected. I didn't think he was gonna have to give up the handshake and say, "Yo, I need a volunteer from the audience so I can show you the."
Did he walk him through it?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I didn't. A lot of this shit was just like, I mean, we knew he was taking the stand. We knew this day was coming, but I mean, he gave up. He told niggas what Shotty's favorite dessert was. It was just like, it's like, my nigga, you just telling everything. Like, god damn, you giving all of that up? Like, it's just some of these questions was just like, all right.
What was his favorite
He
dessert?
didn't even have to get detailed with the questions. They were like, all right, so who's Mel? Oh, he's the leader of everything. Like, fam, he just asked who he was in the red hat.
It's like, god damn. But I mean, but you know what? If you're gonna subscribe to that lifestyle, I guess you figure, fuck it, I might as well tell it all. That's the only thing I can come up with. Like, I guess he just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna just give it all up.
How many times did it take before the handshake was fluid? Because you know it takes like a good 2 or 3.
Look at it.
Well,
Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank.
this scene is a classic.
This thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going
Yeah, like the judge, like, yo, fam, we didn't even get to that. Like, relax. Yeah.
Wait, sit down.
I'm not guilty.
All right, tell us what Danny Dimes said, Rory.
Well, first they asked, when did you start cooperating? He said, oh, the next day. The sun didn't even come up, and I was cooperating from the arrest. He gave up everything. They didn't have enough time. They stopped at 4 p.m. before they could really get to the crimes. They were just talking about his rise up in the 9 Trey gang and how he went from just a grocery store kid to him going to the video shoot saying, yo, can you get some bloods here? And that's how it started.
Somehow, Tekashi told everything, and I was reading it feeling like he didn't tell much. Like such, I won't say laziness on part of the feds, but I certainly expected to learn a lot more. You've had this gentleman held captive for about a year. You hit his location. You put the press on him. Rory just said that the kid turned state the very next day. He didn't even put up much of a fight. So I just thought we would get a little more than y'all playing Gummo and Kuda in the courtroom and having him do a lyric breakdown in the courtroom. And
what is a drum?
Can you explain?
It's right there. You added to a
didn't
gun.
even-
It
No,
carries
this
an
was.
extra clip.
They just needed to call upon Rob Markman, and we would have skipped this.
What is
entire
a drum?
thing.
You add it to a gun. It carries an extra clip. Then you start reciting some shit. Mr. Hernandez, what is Gummo about? It's a diss song toward like somebody I don't get along with. Trippie Redd was part of that. Like, come on, man. You just in there. Trippie Redd home. You beef
Well, no,
with-
this was the intro shit. They ran out of time. Like, I think they're gonna get to the shits tomorrow, but this seems like they just. I don't know why. With a 4 p.m. cutoff, you're like, all right, well, let's get 15 minutes in of this kid's story real quick.
But what did he really tell?
Oh no, he gave it up.
No, he gave it up in there.
Government plays parts of Cuda again, very loud.
Again, very loud.
They played
So it
his
cannot be
music.
played quietly.
They asked him if it was real guns in the video and what were you involved with. And you know what? A common theme throughout this podcast, for me anyway, is going to be targeting. And in this story, there's a lot of targeting going on. If you read all of the transcripts where he says, all right, I was making music for a long time, wasn't really popping. Then I had this idea for Gummo. I needed some gang members, called such and such. He brought the gang members. We bought a bunch of red bandanas, and it was on from there. And that was my formula. I tried to repeat it again. I know the internet's love the street. So in that, who is targeting who? Is it Danny Dimes targeting a gang, or is it the gang targeting Danny Dimes? Because I do think that there's targeting all over this.
Yeah,
It's
or is
target-
it both of them targeting the marketplace? Is the scary part to me.
It started with him certainly targeting the gang, because even when he met Shotty later on, he said that Shotty said, this kid is smart, we should work with him. Like, they didn't seek him. He seeked them out, and then they said, all right, well, this kid, there's something here. And if you go up, Scream Man, somewhere when they asked about the gang, what did they give him? He said, my career.
You know what's funny though?
That's the part.
I saw an interview with Shotty, and it's fucked up that he's caught up in this shit because he's actually a smart dude. Like listening to a lot of his interviews and listening to him talk, like he's really a smart dude. So for him to be caught up in some shit like this is unfortunate because he's definitely an individual who could have made a lot of shit happen in his culture.
Maul, Shotty, I do believe, is a smart brother, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm documented on this podcast. Say what you want about Tekashi, but I do think that in some area, he's intelligent.
6ix9ine.
I think
Yeah.
6ix9ine and
Absolutely.
Shotty are both very intelligent.
Absolutely.
Damn it. I think they're both intelligent, right? And that's kind of what brings me to, like, you know, on this podcast, a lot I bring up integrity. On all of my social media platforms, I bring up integrity a lot. And integrity is like a tough conversation to have because you either have it or you don't. Like, you're not just running around identifying it everywhere. It's not on display from everybody for everybody. But I'm pretty passionate about it. And cases like this is why. Because integrity says, where do you draw your line in the sand? Integrity says what you just will and won't do no matter the variable.
Right.
No matter what the determining factor, no matter what, you could throw whatever amount of money on it, you could throw whatever amount of success on it, but integrity is invaluable.
Right.
So when I read this shit, you know, it saddens me inside because I see a lot of people at the crossroads faced with a long conversation with their integrity. Like in Shotty's case, smart young man. What are you going to do now when your meal ticket is, let's show the guns, let's show this, let's show a little bit of the gang operation, let's run around, we'll rob a nigga to protect, you know, whatever you're doing to protect your meal ticket. That's just what you're willing to do for your meal ticket. Integrity wouldn't let me do that. Because my integrity, if I were him anyway, would be aligned with my street organizations. homeboy here, Tekashi, he's basically saying, fam, I didn't want shit to do with shit. There was a bag and a way to provide for my family, and I was down for the shits. That's a conversation between him and his integrity. If you can sleep at night behaving that way and getting your bag that way, so be it, same to Shotty. But at the end of it all, you see a bunch of people whose integrity wasn't really aligned with their actions.
I mean, I can't say that about Shotty.
Sure I can.
How?
No, I don't strip him of accountability in it. Are you kidding? Because
No, he took his accountability. And he didn't take the stand. He not testifying.
No, see, and that's where I'm not a street nigga. So
But that's integrity. That's taking accountability for my actions. Cool. Give me whatever y'all gonna give me. I'm gonna go sit down. You gotta respect that. That's integrity. I know what I was a part of. I know my role in it.
There's certainly some accountability.
I know my role in it. I'm taking my accountability.
Okay, but accountability is different from integrity.
No, but not snitching, not taking a stand against people you was in it with. That's integrity.
I never said that gentleman lacked accountability, but integrity is. You street niggas are loyal to your street niggas. All of you street niggas.
Some of them.
Well, yeah, some. Be clear, but you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be loyal to your street niggas. You know, kind of without it even being said, that some of your street niggas apply to the same rules that you apply to, the same thinking, the same. So when you see this kid, who you know is a fucking dun-dun-dun, you know it. Any street nigga, you know that's not a street nigga.
Right.
Whoa. Now you had a conversation with your integrity, I believe. Because the niggas you run with and the things that you do and what you into and your belief system don't align with the kid that's going to get you all your money.
Right. He's not from that cloth.
However, that is a sacrifice that you made because it was worth it for you. And listen, 9 times out of 10, a nigga's probably going to make the decision to follow the bag.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But it doesn't align with integrity. To me, that's my opinion. Y'all can speak to it.
And for maybe starting more of a legal way of making money.
Yeah, I
as
was
well.
gonna say, had things panned out from a legal standpoint, like had they not continued to do illegal activities, it would have been probably
and that's where
well worth the gamble.
And that's what the problem was. You had gentlemen that were really into the streets. These niggas was really into the streets.
Right.
And they came across a kid who had gained the attention of the internet and had became a phenomenon. And they was like, okay, let's get behind this kid. He's from the block. He's from the neighborhood. Let's support him. Let's stand by. Let's give him this.
They ended up
protect him.
And they ended up losing that integrity battle because now you sacrifice all of your beliefs for a kid that you know is not on the same shit that you on. It's for a check.
Right, no, it's for a check, but
because as a gang member, you know that robbing niggas and saying it publicly on record, or robbing niggas and then showing a video of it, or beefing with niggas and then going to shoot at them a day later. As a gang member, you know, probably not the move. Hey, and listen,
that's
I'm
where
saying this
that's where the problem came in.
And I'm saying
they was still actively.
It's important
moving.
I say this because what we seeing with Tekashi is this is not a new thing. This is age-old stuff where the street niggas and the killers and the hustlers and the dope boys find some little rapper nigga that don't know shit about shit and now start cleaning money and giving them the push and now being the muscle behind the scenes. Yeah. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Shit, what was just we should talk about Graph? He was that. Shit,
Everybody
I was
in the
that.
music. Elvis was that. Everyone. That's been the music business since day one.
I know.
The music industry was
Frank
built
Sinatra
off
was.
the
I know.
mafia.
This room knows that.
Yeah.
I do not know that is public information.
Okay,
That's true.
but that's why we're here.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, every music era ever.
So it's like I can't be mad. Though the optics are different, the framing is the same.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at Tekashi. Well, I am because that's rat shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
We ain't got to talk about that.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people. Well, we do have to talk about it more because a lot of people are saying, "Hey, like we said already, if you kidnap me and you fuck my baby moms and you steal all of my money and you do X, Y, Z, I'm telling too." And 10 out of 10 of y'all would tell. I see that narrative going crazy all everywhere. y'all should shut the fuck up. Sometimes it's okay to just not know what you're talking about. I hate when the obvious police jump in. Hey, guess what? If we're having a conversation that's not amongst street niggas and niggas that abide by that set of rules, you are absolutely correct. Most people are gonna tell if you kidnap them and threaten to kill them and fuck their baby mom and take all their money. That's not where the disagreement comes with Tekashi's behavior.
Yeah.
The disagreement comes in Tekashi targeting a gang for the things that he targeted them for. Because it says you had certain things that you wanted to get out of this. You knew the risks involved, and you knew the people that you were involving. You have targeted these people. And I don't understand why the government doesn't do something about targeting. In this case, I understand it. You can target street niggas. They're the fucking low class of the world. The street, the police want to get them out of here. Government don't give a fuck. You can target them. But targeting, and we're going to talk about this later on the Kevin Hart and Homegirl that's suing him. Because, it's nasty. But what is the difference? What if I go meet a girl right now, Maul, or Room? If I go meet a girl right now, because I see it every night on my little murder suspense shit that I be watching. If I go meet a girl and trick her into thinking I love her and then rob her blind, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
The fuck is the difference? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Like, I think it's a little nuts to that point of him.
The only difference is we don't care about these gang members and street niggas. You breaking the law, so we getting you out of here if this nigga cooperates.
Well, of him telling on dude that he asked the hit for, like, you asked me to kill somebody, now I'm snitching on you for going to try to kill somebody.
Because what snitching is you just trying to get some time cut off your sentence. You know you're going to get sentenced to something. You got to take what's coming for you. But his thing was, listen, I was funding the gang. He sent out a hit. They got all the audio on that. So you go to jail for shit like that.
Oh no, of
you
course.
Can't put
I'm more to
$10,000
Joe's
on
targeting
somebody's
point
head.
of Tekashi targeting that gang and now telling about it. Like, you used them as muscle. You targeted them,
and they
as
used you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't think there's anything wrong with using anybody if it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
This is what it was. The only bad part here is the cops and street shit.
But also, I don't think with the shoddy integrity thing, I don't think he went in there thinking it was going to get to 6ix9ine screaming "suck my dick" on Instagram to every single person they may have beef with in Brooklyn. Like, I think he saw his rapper.
Yeah, but
listen,
that's his guy.
Listen, it don't matter to me. You know where.
And then with his integrity and that gang, he had to do something about it because we've now entered this area.
Oh please, you know where I saw Web and Nitty at? In the studio. The end. The end.
Yeah, but Joe, you weren't on YouTube telling everyone Web and Nitty may have had beef in the past with to suck your dick, come see me. I'm the most gangster motherfucker in New York City.
Because that's Joe. But was I empowered to do so? Yes. I would have never sent a bar at 50 Cent if I didn't have niggas behind me to say.
You talk about a rap beef.
No, I'm not. That's my point. That wasn't a rap beef, but just that fast, street shit can turn into rap shit, and rap shit can turn into street shit.
Of course.
If every street organization has a rapper front man to just go out there and yakety yak, and then the street niggas is getting it on behind the scenes.
But I'm saying not specifically to rappers, like you and the 50 thing. Well, 50
it's
is
the same thing. Tekashi is beefing with Trippie Redd because he is empowered to do so because there's some niggas behind him
I'm
that
not talking specifically about the rappers. I'm talking about the other Crips in Brooklyn that you screaming at, like that don't rap, got nothing to do with it.
Rory, all right, let me reply to that. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying to you is when the street niggas have the rapper kid front man, that rapper kid front man is liable to go at any person that the street niggas are beefing with. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter that it's Crip niggas. If the street niggas behind me is empowering me saying, yo, them niggas over there, get it done. And we're seeing and we're watching numbers that support when I do this, this grows. And that's probably the only difference between this Tekashi shit and what was going on back then. And we weren't following analytics.
Yeah,
right.
You had to really be outside and you had to see each other to see. Oh, let me see how shaking it's gonna get.
These niggas are able to follow analytics, stay home, pull their phone out, and talk to the phone or whoever it is they beefing through the phone. And it don't matter who it is. It could be a rapper. It could be a street nigga.
Yeah, I saw two rappers
nasty.
beefing on IG Live with each other.
Every
It's happened a couple
I've seen that.
times.
Man, it
What the
looks so
fuck is
nasty.
that?
Every time I see Whack 100 every other day just say some aggressive shit into his phone. You niggas look stupid.
Yeah,
All
I
you
don't
niggas that
understand
say
shit.
aggressive things into your telephone, you look like a fucking nut. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
No, it's a popular opinion. I think a lot of people agree with that. Like I just don't, but I just hate to see it when I know it's official street niggas doing it. Like when I see that, that's when it's like you can't get caught up in that because you really from there. Like you're from the. Some of these niggas are really from the streets, like really from the streets. So when they start playing this new age game with this social media shit and these records, it's like, come on, fam.
If the bag is attached to social media and wild attention-seeking antics on social media, then I do understand some of the street niggas that have been in the streets for 20 and 25, 30 years, shooting at niggas, stabbing niggas, robbing niggas, selling drugs, or doing whatever they have to do. That's where we start getting into systematic oppression and inequality and all that other shit. Because what choices did niggas have? So I'm not gonna just bombard the street dudes that way, because when people become faced with this decision, it's a decision we often see them make.
Yeah, but then that decision leads to.
Well, that's why this is really important. Cases like this, they are really important to show some of the people who may be negligent as to what happens when you go down this route, like for real.
Yeah.
Like when you go down the route and do it correctly, because he did it correctly. Like not with the outcome and the result,
Right.
but as far as the success and tricking the system and the fans and the street niggas, he did that part correctly. For me, it's almost the same as anytime I was talking to M. Anytime I've ever talked to M, whatever he said, I internalized it differently because it's coming from the top of the mountain.
Right.
Like,
So it resonates differently.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you have reached all the success that every rapper in the world would hope to achieve. And you feel like this. And this is what it's getting you, and this is what it's bringing you. It makes me just receive it differently.
Well, that's why I
Same
tell
here
you.
with Homeboy, like, and I hope it has that effect with some of the kids. Between him, Bobby Shmurda, just all the shit in New York. Like, you're watching it, and you see what it bears. So I would hope that I would hope that the kids go to sleep realizing that there's another way. That the risk is not worth the reward.
Yeah.
Because the nigga only had, a year and a half run?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll go.
You
on
got a
record.
year and a half run with this bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, but I want this to be a lesson, and I'll go on the record to tell any young nigga that watches this show, the streets is a myth, bro. Like all the shit you've been told, the streets this, streets that, the shit is a trap. Trust me when I tell you.
Well, see, that's why I like that word better. I like trap. Don't say myth. Streets ain't a myth.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about
there.
things that they've been. No, the streets are there. I'm talking about the principles that they've been instilled with, and all of this about holding up. Like, because when the time come, we gonna see who's who and what's what. And this shit is all a trap, and it's all designed to keep niggas in the same position they uncles and their fathers and their cousins were in before them. It's all a trap.
And you know what? Let me add on to Maul's point. Today, 2019. September 2019, today only is what I'm referring to. You don't have to live like that today.
Yeah, you really don't.
There's more money in hip hop than there's ever been.
No, there's more money in
Internet media.
Yeah, there's money all over the world. Like
I know, but I'm gonna keep it in hip hop because often at times the people that are involved in hip hop feel like we can't make that amount of money in these other fields.
Shit. The thing with me is it's so simple. Like you have these dudes that are real street dudes, drug kingpins or whatever the government wants to label them. If you take that brain, because a lot of I don't give a fuck what you're selling.
Yeah.
If you're making millions of dollars doing
Correct.
it, you're good at that.
Yeah. You're a marketing genius. Supply and demand.
Take that
brilliantly.
brain and apply it to some other areas.
Yeah. Sure,
Like
it's
that's all
easier
it
said
is.
than
Like,
done.
of course, it's easier said than done.
said than
They
done.
know.
Trust me,
It's the only thing they see in front of their face.
I understand
know.
that it's easier said than done. But we still need to say it though,
100%. I agree.
because somebody has to do it, and people have done it.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, like, and I hate to bring his name up again, but Jay sold crack. in the projects. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it don't get much more rock bottom than that.
Right.
But you got to have a mind and a plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm getting the fuck away from here. A lot of these dudes do it, and they just do it just to stay right where they at and be celebrated in that trap. And that's not what this shit is about. Like, you take, okay, life is fucked up, life is hard. Let me take my resources around me right now so I can get to this space and use those resources.
That's why I really hate that, and I'm not staying on Hov because we're the Hovengers, but that's why I really hate that Hov's crack selling past is ever brought up in relation to his success today or where he's made it to, because it's misleading and it paints the wrong picture for kids. Yes, Jay-Z sold crack. From day one, pick wherever your day one starts with Hov, he never wanted to be a worker.
Right. Right.
That's the part that gets lost in that. So everything that he did and said behind the scenes was to not be a worker. So great, you sold crack, but that mentality selling crack was the same in music. I don't want to be a worker.
Exactly.
These niggas are totally fine with being a worker. See, because if Tekashi or Homeboy had that same mindset, would any of this have happened?
They didn't want to be workers?
If Tekashi didn't want to be a worker, would he have sought out the gang and somehow agreed to give the gang all of his money and somehow agreed to have the gang run around? Like, I just don't know that his plans would have played out that way if he were trying to be a boss or had that mindset from day one.
Well, I think they were. I think they were trying with Treyway. They were moving into a space where they were trying to be bosses.
No, the mistake was made when the two niggas met and didn't know each other and was just phony to each other, misrepresenting themselves to each other. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they both tried to do it a certain way. I'm talking about each one of them individually. Because if Tekashi were a boss, that same Hov crack selling mindset, I just think some of the decisions would have been different earlier. You wouldn't have had to lean so heavily on, or it wouldn't have appeared that way. It wouldn't have appeared that way. Shouldn't even Hov, Biggs, and fucking whoever, it never appeared a certain way.
No, but that's what it is. You have to have a plan. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a plan. Like, a lot of these dudes, I think they just catch a lick, and then they keep trying to catch a lick, and it's like, yeah, but what you doing that? Y'all over here doing crazy shit, getting caught up in the system, and these people is watching y'all.
And that's why it's disturbing, because, I mean, we have too many examples. Like, Shotty was out with his freedom looking at what QC is doing.
Right.
Come on, fam.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen it's been too many stories of the successful street nigga.
Yeah.
They've given you the blueprint.
Right.
Already. Stay low and keep firing. Yeah. Stay low, sign all these little talented fucks, roll them out, handle shit when you need to.
It's unfortunate because Shotty he's a really intelligent dude. Like, I can
and
I
let's
hear
not
it when
say maybe that
speak.
was his plan. Like we said, this was a short run.
Oh, I'm sure he had a plan. I'm sure
the plan was wrong.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Things happened. I don't know if the plan was wrong because I don't know the plan. But things happened and the plan got cut short.
The plan was wrong if you had to be seen in every video. The plan was wrong if you couldn't break your artist without you and your street cred standing right there. It's the same as me when I'm trying to say, with all this media shit, I need to come up with somewhere. I don't need to be there. I need to come up with somewhere. I'm not doing an interview. I need to come up with somewhere my presence is not. Or that's boss shit. And that's my point. Because if he were the boss, we got the muscle, we got the street, we know you get it in, we know what you do. We know you about that. That's not what get it done. All of the niggas that came in hip hop that get it in, they had to learn how to get it done.
Right.
And they're still fun. Look at all of them. The 50 is here. There's a million of them here. Is what I'm saying. So it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable to if this is your plan, you got a year out of it. See? The type of plan. I don't want to make no plans where it holds me down for the next year.
Yeah.
I'd like to plan. I'd like to long-term plan better than that. That's just me, and I'm not judging.
Yeah, no, but people should think like that. You should think long-term, and
they got a year, my nigga. They got a year.
Well, I don't even think if you look at the testimony of him saying, "Yo, I just put it on YouTube and said, let's see what it does." That shit, I don't want to say it was overnight, but within a week or two, that record was everywhere. I don't know if they had time to put a plan together. Like, that image worked for him so quickly that they probably couldn't try to flip it or try to remix what he was doing.
Yeah, they
Like the red rags everywhere and him screaming all that shit worked. And it happened overnight. And it happened from the day they met. Like they met on that video set.
I know. And then
so I have to shoot him some bail on that.
I don't, and I'm not. Because great, it happened on the set of that video. And granted, that video took off in Godspeed, so nobody could have been prepared for that. But at some point, you realized that it took off, and you came to him and you worked out something that said, I get X and you get B. Like you did that.
Right.
After you noticed, it took off. Whoa, nigga, that took off. You never had nothing take off. We was standing right there. You got something hot. We hot. You want to do it again. You need us to do it again. Mm-hmm. Let's do it again. At the point that plan was created, and again, we all have 20/20 vision in hindsight.
Yeah.
But when that plan was created, another plan could be created. I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. to plan. Oh shit, this might happen over here. I need a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. We need plans. Now, granted, maybe they didn't feel that way because their shit was so successful quickly.
That's what I'm... Like, I can't just put your mentality in theirs and say it has to align and it has to be the same way you think. Like, that's why I can't just run out and say Shotty should have had this whole immaculate plan from the day the YouTube video was posted. They didn't even know it was going to have a view or not.
Well, Rory, when you worded that way, of course you wouldn't do that. Of course you wouldn't say, hey, everybody should have the same train of thought that Joe has. That's just foolish and ignorant. However, one thing that Joe does, maybe it's because I'm a Virgo, OCD, obsessive compulsive, whatever, I try my best, and God is in charge, and control is an illusion. I know that. Let me preface with that. But I try my best to think of every possible scenario with every possible variable that I can see. We're human, so we can't see everything.
Well, we know that.
I would expect people. And maybe that's foolish. I would expect more people to do that. I would expect more people to say, "Hey, if this is my plan, these are the 7 different outcomes that could come of it."
Well, if we're going by that thinking, obviously they weren't, because anyone that was watching was seeing what the end was near, and it was inevitable on how that kid was moving, where we would end up. Someone would either be dead or they'd be in jail.
Well, and which is exactly why, everything about this story, and we moving on because you know what happened. We seen it. We witnessed it for a whole fucking year. What else is there to say about it? But all of this shit that they talked about in these transcripts and the stories in the courtroom and the cops and XYZ and Shotty and Tekashi, all of it just reminded me why I never was going to Angels. I was never. No, y'all, I'm so serious. Angels, what's the spot up there that the Nick nigga got? They followed him, shot him up, robbed him. Mm. Hey, you niggas better be careful of how y'all fucking move making all of this money. Period. Like, what is hard to understand? Angels?
You wasn't going over there?
Nigga.
No, I was wild over there.
Hey, ask the chicks what Joe say when they try to get me to come to their little Thursday night spot. Bitch, Wednesday and Saturday. Thursday, when you go venture off into the projects with all your little niggas that'll shoot niggas, you have a blast. My 25 is staying in my pocket. I'm serious. I know we laughing.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Fam, Angels, that's where you're teaching this kid how to do the handshake? You're in Angels? That's where niggas that spend money is supposed to go and feel comfortable pulling money out of their pocket and throwing it recklessly at women who are doing nothing but being women? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, that's all I got. I've been running my mouth for entirely too long. Y'all can jump in here and say something.
No, I think we covered
it's all sad.
On Tekashi. We'll see what happens today with the trial.
Yeah, see what happened.
I mean,
he's gonna go in protective custody somewhere. They're gonna keep him around all the other rats. Eventually, he'll show his face somewhere, and there's money on his head, and there will be money on his head for the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm the only one that is coming to that, is something wrong in the planning again? Like, I don't be thinking I'm coming up with shit from like osmosis, shit that's like,
no, there's been
there's money on this kid's head. I would pay for some tattoo removal.
No,
I would get
the taxpayers of New York will be paying for it.
Get the fucking dye out of his hair. Go ship the kid somewhere. Protect this family. Like, shit is fucked up now. You've implicated too many people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've implicated too many people, and they have families and people that love them and care about them as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, salute to those who stand tall, man. That's all I gotta say. Salute to those. We don't speak enough about those individuals. We always want to talk about when somebody snitched. Let's talk about the ones that didn't. Salute to those individuals.
Salute to all the individuals who accept all the things that life throws at them that happens to come with the choices that they make.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody. And listen, and prayers to all parties involved in this situation, because I don't see a bright spot. It's sad. It's sad all the way around. All the way around, man. So prayers. Hopefully some of you young niggas out there will see this, learn from it, and not feel so obligated to pop your career based on things outside of music. Yeah, I'm doubling down on that. I'm standing on that. That's part of the problem with music not being as impactful as music should be. We need all of this other shit now. Now this kid get to get on the stand and tell the feds what having an image means. I think we should start telling each other what having an image means. I think that's lost. And that's all I got on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who that image is being portrayed to. Because that's the wildest part about this entire
Nah, don't
thing.
jump on after I bodied it with that. Go ahead, Roy.
Because everything, this image that they're talking about and who it was for, this and that, it wasn't for anyone that is part of that life or lives in that life or has to deal with the consequences of that life.
That's a fact.
At all.
That's a fact.
That's the irony of the image thing. It's not for the people that are actually involved in it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. To piggyback off of Rory's point, and I'm saying it may sound like obvious common sense shit. I'm just saying this for the people that may not know. When you are not of that ilk and you start hanging around with people of that ilk, boy, it's uncomfortable. They don't feel good.
For everybody.
Yeah, y'all don't.
Or no.
It ain't-
No. If you act exactly who you are, it can work. If you hang around those people and say, this is exactly who I am, and be yourself, you're fine.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
my
totally
my
fine.
mom says all the time, it's very important that you alert people to who you are so they can know how to deal with you and how
What
to
to
help
expect
you.
from you.
Yeah.
And what to expect from you.
So you're right, Rory. If Homeboy would have acted like that, then maybe you present Shotty with the opportunity to say, you know
I
what,
can't fuck with
kid?
this kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or all those actions.
I won't be in this video. No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah.
Well, I used to beg Nitty to be in something. Nigga, no. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
It's just, hey, when you talking to one of them niggas and you trying to get him to do some of this music shit, it sound nuts.
Yeah. Because then they start looking at you like, I don't even.
Yo, come take a picture.
No.
Huh?
You fucking crazy?
Wait. I killed 90 niggas last week. Why am I taking a picture with you?
Right.
Why you have a rainbow hair and tattoos and clothes and image and fans and then all of this shit happens and you go to jail and you go to jail and you tell and you go to protective custody and you go to Secret Service. Everybody goes their own separate ways, right? Somebody making the money still from this music. Man, that's the part that fucking gets on, man.
That's a fact.
Oh, bucko. It really,
Yeah.
boy, that does it to me.
Yeah.
That does it to me.
So a lot of people making money off that still.
Yeah, everybody's not going to be a Remy. Everybody's not going to... Chiali came home, right?
Yeah,
he's on.
Everybody's not going to be a Chiali.
He
That's
put out a
probably a bad
book.
example, too.
He put out a book.
But you know what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to have get a second chance at it. Bad enough the music industry won't even give you a second chance. So now you just want to compound things on top of that.
With or without prison.
100%, man. So again, prayers to everybody involved in this super sad story. And I feel like all of these a lot of you blog niggas, oh, y'all lucky. Y'all lucky that I got to move on. There's a lot of shit to talk about, but it's a lot of y'all complicit. See that choice that I'm talking about, making, where you just like have to have a real conversation with your integrity, that's all around the board.
That's a fact.
So that same thing that Shotty did to Tekashi, that same thing that Tekashi did to Shotty, that deal that they had, that sacrifice where it was like, okay, the numbers of this is getting numbers and I'm doing it. You bloggers nigga did the same fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And now here y'all go. Y'all still get to report on shit. It's nasty. Like, nobody has integrity.
Oh, no.
Like, that's why it's super important today for a nigga like me to preach integrity. Like, you gotta preach it because there's a severe, there's like an obvious, very visible lack of it in our profession. In our profession, is what I'm saying. Yeah. And not saying that it don't exist, because it can exist behind the scenes.
Yeah, certain individuals.
It can exist behind the scenes, but what you niggas do behind the scenes and what y'all do when y'all get in front of that camera or microphone or any of that, no comment.
Yeah.
No comment. From me. That's important to know. No comment from me. I've given you guys too many opinions. I've kind of worn it out. I'm not allowed to have one in some instances. So when TMZ is waiting outside of the airport to get an opinion or a hot take on one of these hot hip-hop topics, it's not normally me. But I think Rory has a clip of someone that you guys will want to hear from.
Waiting to hear from. If only we knew their thoughts on the case.
Are you following at all what's going on with this Tekashi case? I don't know if you know he's on the stand right now. Just spilling it all out there, man.
That's me.
No comment? Fair enough.
Man, free Shotty.
Free Shotty? Have you spoken to Shotty at all, man?
Yeah, I've talked to Shotty.
How's he doing, if you don't mind me asking?
No, you didn't.
Shotty's in good spirit.
He didn't talk to
He
me.
keeps his head up. Shotty's a very positive person, so he gonna be good. It sucks everything that happened.
Thank you, Skinny
I
from the
don't hate
9.
6ix9ine or nothing like that, but I think it was wrong what he did. But every person makes their own decisions at the end of the day.
You're an artist, so I gotta just ask straight up. If the day ever comes that guy gets out of jail or
you're an
whatever,
artist.
do you think he can have a career in the music industry
gotta
after
ask
being
you
able
this,
to
Skinny
snitch
from
by
the
basically
9.
every single rapper in
Tell
hip-hop?
us.
I see what me and
cut-
6ix9ine, we
Cut
got
us
like
off.
this
Cut
kind
us
of
off.
Well, I'm at the edge of my seat. Like, well, how could you do that to the listeners?
How you gonna do that to Skinny?
The niggas I be wanting to hear, but you can't hit us with you know what I think? Like, that discredits you. I don't want to know what you think when you hit me with this is what I think.
First of all, Skinny thinks before he speaks. He's
That's
a
it.
he's a wise man.
Now, I understand that Skinny from the 9 was signed to Treyway along with Alexis Sky.
We saw the meeting.
Maul, can you give our audience a breakdown of the Shotty and Alexis Sky Love and Hip Hop meeting? Did we do that? If we did, let's do it again.
I don't know if we did that
It's
off
so
mic.
much fun.
Did we do
That,
off
that
mic?
was off mic, Maul. Come on, do it
was
for
off mic?
Yeah,
I thought
do
we
it.
did it when
no,
she
it
got
was
car
off
got
mic.
stolen.
No, do it for our audience.
She didn't want to have a conversation with her baby father, and Shotty let her know that it's happening.
He's right through that glass door that you can see him.
He's walking in office. Yeah, he's walking in office.
Said no, but things are really difficult. I don't think
Did you
that's
check-
the best time for me to get in my career space. No, he's here.
He's on his
Did
way
you
upstairs.
check your call sheet this morning? His name was on it.
He's right. Turn around. He's right there.
So that's why we are interviewing. That's why I assume they're interviewing Skinny from the 9 because him and Alexis Sky and Fetty and whoever else was on this label. But why the fuck does TMZ think we want to hear from Skinny from the 9?
And he's not at an airport. He
Maybe
looks
they
like
were
he's
in the
at
9.
a church.
They just happened to run into him.
No one calls the
That dude was
9
just
the
driving
9.
and saw Skinny.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
just hopped out on
He was in the 9. He saw Skinny from the 9. He said, "Oh, that's
And
Skinny from the 9."
TMZ be in the 9.
No,
Yeah.
but see, this is the problem in hip hop today. And the hip hop that raised me, when niggas got they face pounded out, you had to. That was like a timeout.
Oh, someone beat him up.
You had to take a break.
Who beat up Skinny from the 9?
I don't know, some nigga that was clout chasing and pulled his phone out. But we discussed it here. It looked like he was at Benihana's or some Asian restaurant. They bent him over the Hana.
Was the grill on?
I don't know. Listen.
Bent him over the
They put shrimp in his mouth.
Yeah,
Did the volcano with him?
Yeah, Parks is this. You're a disgusting white man. You are.
sorry.
Yeah, no, we shot him some bail last time when we discussed that because I ain't like how they sucker punched him and try to make it look and all that. But you still got to sit down if you get sucker punched and all that. I'm talking as the guy
And
that
when you
went on
from-
live stream. After I got fucking
You did
sucker
not
punched.
sit down. Well, you were
No.
sitting.
Oh,
You were
you
sitting.
were seated.
I thought I was giving all of those criminals an alibi. Like if they were going to do something and it's like, all right, I'm on camera. So
Couldn't be me.
this is where I was.
This is where I'm at.
That didn't work out at all.
No.
That fucking.
Should have had a plan.
I had no idea how the internet worked. See, these niggas have no excuse. You know how the internet works.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They know exactly how it works.
Skinny from the 9 has to chill out if the last time we seen him, he was getting hands and feet put on his face.
Well, TMZ found him.
Where are they?
In front, of a,
9.
in front of a community
All right,
center in the
Parks.
9. You grew up kind of near that. You from the 2? You Joe from the 2?
Oh, you drove from the 2?
He's Joe from the 2.
No.
What area code you from?
201.
201.
Chia.
Or
201.
718. I mean, depending on
Or-
how
or
you,
212 if you wanna do the
212,
double.
depending on how you
917. I don't know.
how you looking at 917. Ooh, the celly.
Maybe a 347 if you're new.
No. Thank you, Skinny from the 9, for giving us your input on
That was
this
impactful.
on this
Well,
matter.
we didn't get his answer.
All right, we'll play it. Let's hear it.
We go through the same things. I feel like so like I kind of.
Oh,
feel
come
like
on.
It's gonna be hard for
You
him.
don't
but,
go through the same things.
You know, he got a huge fan base.
You don't.
Like, all he really got to do is just make another hit record.
He could be
But,
bigger.
like, I don't know what he's gonna say in his songs.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
gonna
What
say,
is
"I
he
told
gonna
on
say?
you."
Okay.
Like if he can make the hit, he'd definitely make a comeback.
Would you ever make music with him in the future? Fair enough.
Does it?
As-
we wouldn't
as he-
hear it.
as he
we-
sips his
hey,
Pepsi.
TMZ guy, we're not gonna hear it even if he does. We don't know. Ooh, that's the wrong. Watch Rory in them with. Hey, ooh, he closed the screen. I just seen the AP. Ah.
Got this one too.